Catskill Avenue Elementary School presents the Monday Morning Assembly. Today is November 16, 2020. If you would like to join us to say the Pledge of Allegiance, please stand, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
LAUSD is having a meeting about safe return to campus planning on Thursday, November 19 at 5 p.m. Parents, this is the last week for parent-teacher conferences. The first progress reporting period has ended. You can access your child's report card online. We say thank you to all the staff members who shared a read-aloud story for Virtual Literacy Night. We also thank all the families and teachers who attended our Virtual Literacy Night. If you missed it, no worries. You can access all our read-alouds online. Shop online and support our Scholastic Book Fair. Your books will be shipped directly to your home address. The last day to order books is Sunday, November 22nd. We still need your participation in completing the School Experience Survey. This is your opportunity to rate our school. It's anonymous, it's fast, and it's so easy to complete. Our local School Leadership Council will meet tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Parents, on Thursday, we have another couch collective. Please come and join us on Thursday evening at 6 p.m. We would like to wish everyone a happy and safe Thanksgiving. School will be closed from November 23rd through the 27th. Please check our school website and Class Dojo's school stories for new updates.
Good morning, Cougars. Happy Monday. In today's Tech Tip, I want to build on what we did last week working with images from Unsplash, and I want to show you how to modify those images by cropping them and masking them. It's kind of a long lesson, so let's get started. The first thing I want to show you today is how to crop an image. Now, what is cropping an image? Well, basically it means cutting out part of an image that you don't want and just keeping the part that you do want. So for this example, I'm using this photograph I took of my dogs at Halloween. Batman's kind of farther away from the other two. So for this example, I want to cut Batman out of the image or crop him out of the image. So the first thing I do is select the image by clicking on it. You can tell it's been selected because the bounding box, that blue box, appears around it, as well as these handles so that you can make it smaller or make it bigger, things like that. So it's been selected. I'm going to come up here to the toolbar, and I'm going to select this tool that says Crop Image. And notice what happens to the picture when I click on this tool. Do you see how another bounding box appeared, but this one is black? This is the crop box or the cropping box. And what you'll do is the same thing you do when you want to change the size of it. You're going to grab maybe a corner and you're going to move it around to get rid of Batman there. When I release it, you can see that the part of the image that I'm keeping is still full color, while the part that's going to be removed or cropped out is kind of faded. And I'm going to bring this down just a little bit and maybe bring this in a little bit. And that looks pretty good. So once again, this is the part that will be saved. It's like I'm cutting the picture out of a magazine, and this part will be taken away. To finalize this, to make the crop happen, you need to deselect the image. You can do that by either clicking out here outside of the image or by pressing the return key on your keyboard. I'm just going to click out here, and there you go. I've cropped out Batman. I can grab this image and move it around. I can do everything you've done with it before. I can grab the corner, make it smaller. I can make it bigger. I could even come up here and choose a color for the border and a border weight and put a frame on it like I showed you last week. You know, I'm feeling a little guilty though. I shouldn't have cut the one dog out. I like all my dogs. I want to bring him back. Now you may be saying, Mr. Collins, you cut him out. You can't bring him back. But I can, because cropping in Google Slides is non-destructive. That means even though you can't see the dog, he's still there. So I'm going to select the image once again by clicking on it. I come up here to my crop tool, and look, he's still there. I'm going to grab this bounding box and expand it to include this dog. So I've got Batman, I've got the whole Justice League going. And once again, to make that final, I'm going to deselect the image by clicking outside of the image or pressing the return key on my keyboard. Click, and there I go. So now I have a picture of the Justice League in my backyard. Once again, this is called cropping an image, and it's non-destructive. Now for the next example, I want to go to Unsplash, like I showed you last week. And I'm going to find an image. Now, as I recall, last week we were talking about the redwood trees, so I'm going to go back to my redwood trees. And some of the pictures are landscape. They match the orientation of the slide, but some of them are portrait. They're very tall. So I'm going to take this tall image right here and click on it to select it. And notice that in the little thumbnail preview over here, it's a very tall picture, but on my screen, in my slide, it matched the size of the slide. And if I move the picture, I'm not adjusting the actual picture, I'm just moving it. Where's the rest of the picture? Well, I'm going to make it smaller by grabbing that corner. I'm going to move it over here. It's selected, and now I'm going to choose the crop tool. And look, the picture's still there. It had just been cropped out when it was imported into my slide deck. So I'm going to grab the top handle and take it to the top. I'm going to grab this bottom handle and bring it all the way down to the bottom, like that. I'm going to hit the return key on my keyboard, and now I have the full-size image of the trees. So if you use Unsplash and your image is a tall image like this one, when you import it, it gets cropped automatically to the size of the slide, but just use that crop tool to adjust the size of the image. So that's what cropping is. You're cutting away something that you don't want in the image. Remember, it's non-destructive, so you can always bring it back if you need to. The next thing I want to show you, let me change slides, is how to mask an image. Now, masking is similar to cropping, but it involves cutting out a shape with the image. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to select the image, same picture of my dogs. Here's the crop tool, but if you go to the little drop-down arrow next to it, it says mask the image. When you click on that, you can select any of these shapes. These are the same shapes that are available in the Shapes tool as well. So I'm going to do something simple. I'm going to come over here to Shapes, and I'm going to find the heart. And look at that. I have masked the image in the shape of a heart. It cuts out part of the image. Now, I can still grab the corners, and I can adjust the size. I can move it around, all that good stuff. But do you notice how Superman's getting his face kind of punched right here? I want to see his whole face. You can still crop while you're masking. So I've masked this into a heart. I'm going to choose the crop image tool, and I'm going to grab the image and I'm going to pull it down just a little bit. Notice that the shape remains in one place, but I'm moving the picture behind it. Now I kind of like that, but watch what happens when I click off of it. Now I've got this blank space up here, and that's not very exciting. I don't like that. What if I crop it so it's just Batman in the heart here? So I'm going to choose crop, and I'm going to expand the image in the background, and I'm going to expand it again, and I'll expand it one more time. Maybe I'll make it a little smaller and I'll put the boys in there, because we love Batman and Superman. There we go. Have it like that. And now, sorry, Wonder Woman, we'll get you the next time. Now when you hit the return key or you click outside of the image to deselect it, boom, you have an image that has been masked. And if you noticed, let me choose a different one. There are all kinds of shapes. You can use this kind of teardrop shape. You can use arrows. We have to adjust that a little bit. Let's adjust the crop. There you go. This may not be the best picture to use for this, but it gives you an idea of what you can do with the crop tool combined with the mask tool. One more thing, once you select it, you still have these format options up here, and you can apply the drop shadow like I showed you last week, and there's a very small drop shadow shown there. Let me make it a little bit more there you go, a little more noticeable for you. So everything I showed you last week can be applied to this week, plus you can do even more things by cropping an image and masking an image. I hope that tip was helpful. Cropping and masking images is a lot of fun, so I hope you spend some time playing with those new tools I've just shown you. Don't forget, next week there is no school in honor of the Thanksgiving holiday. Have a happy Thanksgiving. The next time I see you will be on Monday, November 30th. Until then, study hard, have fun, and I'll see you soon with another tech tip. Have a great week, everybody.
Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Kroger. I'd like to welcome you into your last week of school before Thanksgiving break with lessons on gratitude. And gratitude is that feeling of appreciation and feeling thankful for what you have in your life and who you have in your life. It's taking a moment to pause and think about, hey, I have it pretty good. It could be gratitude towards something small like internet connection. It could be gratitude for something bigger, like a nice warm hug from a relative who you haven't seen in a while. Or it could be welcoming a family member home from the hospital or from the military. When you stop and think about what you do have in life, you feel more joyful and more generous. You're healthier, you're happier, less stressed out, and less angry. We should all practice gratitude every day. So next time you're having those uncomfortable feelings or you just don't feel that great about yourself, pause, think about what you do have, and be grateful for the little things and the big things in your life, and you will feel better. Your mood will be much better, and you will be much happier. Let's practice gratitude more often. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Enjoy your week, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and take time to be grateful for what you have. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. You are the sunlight after rain. You are the peace I find in pain. Courage to face my battles day and night. When enemies try to break me down, my battles are won right here and now. I can put on a smile again, 'cause I am grateful, yeah. Now all you gotta do is have a grateful attitude. Apply it every day, it'll change your life. Whoa. Now all you gotta do is have a grateful attitude. Apply it every day, it'll change your life. Whoa.